You know that flat pretzel chip that everyone loves? The one that comes in that blue and white bag? What's the name of that brand? You don't know? Me neither, bro. Twin, come on, damn me up, bro. Damn me up. This is the discussion that I've been seeing on TikTok recently about how people know the product, but they don't know the brand name. And that made me realize just how many products there are that go unnoticed. So today I'm gonna do something a little bit challenging. Some would call it a challenge. I'm gonna spend 72 hours looking through items in my daily life that I think could use a redesign and put my design degree to use. And I saw this video by redesigning some packaging for green mango. And a lot of people seem to like seeing these overlooked brands getting an extreme makeover brand edition. So I thought I'd take a crack at it as well, you know what I'm saying? So for the next 3 days, I'm gonna be looking for these neglected designs and see if I can spice them up. Can't be too hard, right? Guys, I'm going crazy. I love designing. I would never design again. All right, let's go, and I'll see you guys on day 1. Yeah, so initially for this challenge, I was aiming to do a 24-hour challenge where I designed 4 designs in one day. And then I started doing a test run, and then I realized that, bro, okay, 4 designs, that's impossible, bro. What the heck was I thinking, bro? I'm actually gonna do just like 1 design a day for 3 days, just so my brain doesn't explode. But anywhoosies, enjoy this montage of me cooking my breakfast. I'm cooking an English muffin with a hash brown, you know what I'm saying? While I'm on the prowl for my first target to redesign. So I just ate breakfast. I was scouring the kitchen for my first product that I'm gonna redesign, and I was looking around. I was looking at the breakfast stuff, looking at the eggs, looking at the English muffins and stuff. Not too much that I would change, so I kept looking. I was looking at the fruits and the vegetables, and then I came across this bag. I saw like this. I didn't know if that was the front or the back, so I turned it around looking for the main label. It's actually all the same label. Kind of very hard to see the brand name and also what the product was, which is Persian Limes. It just looks like a lime. You don't know it's a Persian lime unless you read the labels. I wrote some things. I did some research about it. The main things I wrote about it were it's made in Mexico, emphasized sustainability, freshness, flavor, and being healthy. I was thinking of potential motifs for this, and I think, fruits and vegetables are very geographically based. So I thought it'd be interesting bringing in the cultures. So made in Mexico and also Persian motifs. Came up with 2 variations. The first one was like a Persian carpet vibe, very ornate, a lot of little motifs around the borders. Shout out Kubi there, bro. And my second design, I was very inspired by the banners that you see a lot in Mexico. If y'all watch Coco by Pixar, you know what I'm saying? You know those very well. But what makes a design interesting is when you combine 2 different elements. With that being said, let's get our first design up and running. Let's go. So let's start with putting something on the page. Let's make this rectangle. Just blocking out the rough layouts of my initial sketches, Let's put the brand. I found their actual logo mark. I don't know why they don't use it on their actual packaging for these limes in particular. Pick a nice font. This one, Moray, I've known for a while, and it does give kind of Persian vibes, you know what I'm saying? Getting the French translation in there. It's already mixing the cultures, they're coming together. It's meant to be, you know what I'm saying? I do want to keep the colors of the original design. I think they picked like really nice colors, like the purple with the white and the green. Someone cooked there, And this is kind of the rough part of designing, where you just really slap everything together, see what sticks. So it's gonna look a little ugly, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's make a little citrus pattern using the radial repeat tool. It's looking a little chunky. It's looking like sausages, actually. So I'm gonna have to do some mining off screen, you know what I'm saying? Hope you guys don't mind. But I'll be back and I'll show you guys my progress, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. Woo! Back from the mines, back from the crafting, and this is what I got so far. Mostly working on like the patterns and the motifs to surround the border. I was basing it off of these kind of rugs you see here with the ornate patterns that worked with the lime theme. Yeah, I just made a bunch of like citrus patterns, I was really stuck trying to think of like what other motifs to put around it. I already did the leaves, I already did the citrus slice. Thought about it some more, and there actually isn't that much. So just iterate on what you got. So I just did like a 3 lime situation, changed up from 3 leaves to 2 leaves, make it a little asymmetrical, give it some little flavor, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I think it turned out pretty nice. All right, y'all, it's day 2 of the 72-hour challenge. Redesigning stuff, nice and bright in here, getting some sun, wearing, you know what I'm saying.
First of all, I look good in this shirt. Second of all, I look good in this shirt.
Come on. For my second design, I wanted to do a digital product since I am a UI UX designer. That's what I went to school for. You know, I was looking for like an app on my phone, something that could use a redesign, something overlooked, but something that I actually use a lot. And then that's when I thought about the Notes app. Like I use it so much to write down notes, but I never actually look back at my old notes. Like I probably have like thousands of notes, and some of those notes in there are a little questionable, you know, and I had no idea what I was thinking. And with UI UX, it's good to find some pain points. So I went online seeing like people's discussions about what they don't like about the Notes app and what they think could be improved. So user research, you know what I'm saying? We love that actually. It's a pretty fun part of the process. Woke up this morning, you know, I had an epiphany, bro. Worldwide handsome. Yeah, and I wrote some notes about the notes. Oh, am I cooking? Boom! So the biggest things I wanted to do, put like a hero section at the top where you can favorite your most important notes. Like maybe it's like a to-do list that you really have to get done, like your dream journal or something that you have to use frequently. I do want to keep it like a chronological scroll because I think that's very intuitive, but I wanted to revamp the UI side as well. Bringing back the old iOS charm, the lined paper, the skeuomorphism. We're gonna take it from the sketch and then put it on Figma and get a prototype to make it a real functional app.
Let me be clear.
Yo, what is up? Yeah, so that took a while. I'm quite pooted, bruh. I'm quite poot lavadoed right now, bruh. I don't know what it is about you guys. Y'all make me nervous, bro. Y'all looking at me through this freaking bug lens, bro. I had to do some more mining off screen, but I did not go into creative mode. Do not worry, guys. Keeping it survival. You know, I was surviving making this. I'm gonna walk you guys through my designs and my screens, and then I'll show you the final design. Yeah, imagine if I did 4 designs in one day, bro. Guys, I'm going crazy. I would never design again. I love designing. Right, y'all? Okay, now that I'm a circle, we can get started with this walkthrough. Here are all of my screens. So first off on the homepage, you know, I was really trying to get it close to like existing design style. Font that Apple uses is called San Francisco, and it's not really available to the public. So I was just searching for like alternatives, and I used Interfont in bold. I changed the letter spacing to make it a little more closer. And for the header section with the favorited featured notes, I wanted to make it pop, so you know it's like a different section. So I put the yellow letter, yellow header. Okay. Here's like the notes widget from the actual app that you can have on your homepage. I took some inspo. For the most part, I stayed pretty true to the original UI, but I did add the lined paper back. And if you zoom in, you can see it got some paper texture. Usually with skeuomorphism, it makes it look a little dated, makes it look like 2008, sometimes in a derogatory way. I think this looks like pretty good. Like it looks modern with the thin transparent lines. I made them a little transparent. And then I added these little prototype buttons, so you can check off the list in the actual prototype, which I'll show you guys. The biggest thing that I added to the app was this feature where you can send a little airplane to your friend to make our technology a little bit more fun. You hit the share button, and then here pops up this little pop-up, I guess you can call it. So you got all the different envelopes. You can choose an existing color, or you can click to customize, and then you can, yeah, so when you click the plus button, when you click the plus button, as Mario would say, it opens this little panel, you know, to make it even more fun. I put like the photo icon where you can add a photo. It's like a decal on your airplane to make it very crazy. Yeah, and then you click through and then adds it, and then you can click whoever you want to send it to. But why am I explaining through words when I could show y'all? This is the homepage. You know, you got the hero section, the featured notes. Yeah, I know I featured that note. Okay, let's click through this. You know, I gotta check it off. We did all these things. Good to go. Let's go back. I'm looking for this note to send to some people to know. LA trip, that's what I was looking for, you know what I'm saying? It's looking pretty good. I just need them to add some ideas to make sure we're all on the same page. So let me send this. Let's customize this airplane, you know what I'm saying? Let's add a photo of this cat. I love that cat. All right. Who was I gonna send it to? John? No, I think it was this group chat actually. And then this is the POV from your friend's side, and they see a little airplane fly in and lands on the widget. Why make it boring when you can make it not boring? Your friend can click it and then boom, they can look at the note. And that's pretty much the walkthrough through the app. You know, it gives a good concept, proof of concept. Whoever sees it, you know, Apple hire me, please. Por favor. For all of these, I'm gonna be making short form videos by the time this video comes out. They'll probably already be out. I'm probably gonna go eat some dinner, and then tomorrow I'll find something to redesign. You guys will see this on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Check them out. All right. So I'm gonna see y'all on day 3. Do you ever sketch a design but you can't visualize what it would look like as a final design? I know the struggle. And when you're working with tight deadlines, you don't want to waste your time working on a design that doesn't work out. What if I told you that's totally possible with Kittl Flows by Kittl, this video sponsor? So basically all you gotta do is put in your designs or sketches that you've been working on, and Kittl spits out a bunch of different variations, different styles, different compositions, allowing you to kickstart your designs without having to start over every time. It just helps you explore your ideas a little faster, especially if you're in a creative block. And that's not all Kittl has to offer. Kittl is like having your entire design toolbox, fonts, images, templates, mockups, all in one beautiful place. It's completely browser-based, so you can design anywhere without downloading a thing. And it's stacked with over 1,200 plus premium fonts, high quality stock assets, and even tools like a background remover and an image vectorizer. With over 7 million users and counting, it's clear that Kittl isn't just your average design app. It's been the go-to for creators who want to work efficiently and create amazing designs. And if that sounds good to you, use my promo code HeyKyleYT for 25% off your first Kittl plan. And with that being said, keep on designing. Oh shit, wait, hold up. Only that was in the middle. Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. What's up, y'all? Welcome to day 3, y'all. Day 3. I was thinking, should be something crazy. Should I do another app? You know, we're only doing one app for the video. Maybe in a future challenge video, it'll be all apps and I will freaking explode. But not today, Jungkook. So what's my next product? You're probably not wondering because I probably showed a B-roll video of me introducing it already. But it's actually my microphone. Yeah, I was looking around the kitchen. My family, they buy like very random health brand foods. So, you know that the packaging gonna be a little interesting. You know, with a lot of the health brands, they love using the funky designs with so many fonts and colors. I feel like this is a good place to redesign. I got no plan for this. I just randomly picked it up right now. I didn't think about it, but I'm locking this in as number 3. So, I hope it's not too hard. So I'm gonna get sketching right now, and then I'm gonna take it to Photoshop. Let's go. Where's my pencil, bro? I was trying to do some research for the tea brand because it's Signature Tea Co. Looking online, could not find anything. I don't think they have a website. I usually start with research to get some sort of idea, something to work with. But it looks like I'm gonna be running blind for this one. So all me, baby, all me. Don't know anything about the brand. It says, I don't know, man. It's just organic tea. From the packaging, it's telling me that it's not really leaning towards like the place of origin, any like Asian audiences. This is like very much for either like British or American tastes. So, British. Hold up, I think we actually have an Earl Grey one. Let me get the Earl Grey one. Boom, a little switcheroo actually, because I already designed like a matcha brand recently, and that leaned a little more towards, you know, Japanese influences. So I wanted to switch it up. Let's do like a freaking white people. The British, you know, Earl Grey. Did some research, Earl Grey, you know, sounds very British because it is. Because the name was named after some British guy. But there's some interesting motifs and history behind that. So let's get sketching. Alright guys, you guys are making me a little nervous. As always, I'm gonna have to do some mining off screen. Hope you guys don't mind. I've done some design, put it on the screen. I was looking at old like 1800s British graphics and graphic designs for their posters and stuff. There was a lot of stuff to work with. Very ornate designs with like the little flourishes and other stuff on top. You know, they loved the tea back then. A little too much actually. But this will be fun. I've never really done any design like this, so I think it'd be cool. So I think it's time to move on to Adobe Illustrator. Yo, welcome back. I don't know if I did that hand thing when I left. I hope I did, or that's gonna be real awkward. So first off, I revised my sketch. I made it more ornate, made the title more bold. I kept like the locket design, and then I'll have a picture of the Earl Grey inside the circle. My idea was to make it on my iPad, image trace it on Illustrator to turn into a vector. This is what I made. I used the symmetry tool on Procreate. I'm using Procreate on the iPad because I was trying to go for more like a hand-drawn. Hopefully the audio was good. I was not holding the mic. Anyways, I was going for a more hand-drawn branding aesthetic, similar to brands out there like Graza. I don't want to keep you guys waiting, so let's see the final design. And then I moved to Adobe Illustrator, where I was able to image trace it and turn it into a vector where you can see the points. You can edit it around. I cleaned it up a little bit to get rid of some random bumps and stuff, but I wanted to keep it, have a little character, you know, a little wiggly. It was so hard finding like a stock image of Earl Grey that wasn't just a pile of tea, but for free assets, a good place to go for public domain images is the Smithsonian website, where they have a lot of public domain images from their library and their museums. So I just picked out like a tea plant, and you know, most Earl Grey packaging, they have like purple flowers in it. I think to shorthand that kind of aesthetic, I just turned the green tea leaves purple, but it was really plain. The background, you know, I didn't want it to just be like a yellow background, so I went on Photoshop and I actually looked for some more public domain stuff on the Smithsonian, and I found this nice picture of like these Victorian flourishes and stuff that I thought goes well with the vibes. And then it actually looked like this at first, and then I duplicated it and I used the threshold feature on Photoshop to just turn it black and white and then get rid of some of the fill colors and just make it purely line work. I'll put the final mock-up right here. And so I actually mocked it up. I couldn't find a circular tin like this, but I found like a square tin. Took a long time to find it, but I finally found one. It feels more polished. I don't know, it just ties everything together. It's not just a graphic. And right after this, I'm gonna be reviewing all of my designs and I'm gonna pick my favorite. All right, guys, welcome to the freak. My dog is here. Came to say hi. Anywhoosies, like I was saying before I got interrupted, welcome to my final review of all of my last 3 designs. And we're gonna rank and see which product had the biggest glow up. Time to announce my rankings of my favorite designs. At number 3, I would probably put the Earl Grey Tea. Congratulations. It's definitely a product that I would see and I'd pick up on the shelf. It was a very nice upgrade. For number 2, the Apple Notes app. I really like the redesign. I think it added a lot of cool features to the app, but with UI UX design, you don't want to change too much or the users will be a little confused. I'm basing it off of which brand had the biggest glow up. Based off how much an improvement it was from the original design, I gotta give it to number 1, the Persian Limes. The first packaging was definitely the one that I noticed the least out of all 3. The branding was very small. I really had to look at it. Like if I wasn't looking for overlooked designs, I definitely would not have noticed that. So compared the original to the redesign, I think it made the biggest leap. I gotta say, it had the biggest glow up. I'm giving it to the Limes. And yeah, this was a good exercise, a good little challenge for me, a good little excuse for me to get designing again. You know, I've been lacking motivation making designs. You know, I just want to keep on designing as much as possible so I can improve. So, you know, if you guys want to start a challenge like this too, I challenge you. I challenge Obama. I challenge Jungkook. All right, guys. So you guys are officially challenged. I'm sorry, but you have to do it. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for coming on my design journey. I'm definitely going to make more videos like this because it was pretty fun. It was pretty interesting. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell button. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.